What up, my family, my YouTube crypto family? I hope you guys are doing great. My new school subscribers, my trust subscribers, you guys, Farrell, Tyler, you guys are awesome. My old school homies, Jay, uh, Koa, Prospector, you guys are badass. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Like, subscribe to my channel, you guys. This channel is about solid, sound money, silver, gold, cryptos, Bitcoin, Litecoin, ETH. I do some Doji and Sheeb. I love them all, you guys. I love those meme coins. I love making money, ups and downs. It don't matter. I'm trying to help people out there educate themselves on blockchain technology. If you guys can look at my book, I wrote a book on YouTube, on Amazon. I mean, Litecoin, cryptocurrency. You guys can check it out. I will leave a subscription and a link to my Kindle book on Amazon. You guys can check it out. It's awesome. You guys, we are in such amazing times right now, and the charts are looking juicy. I did think, looking at Litecoin real quick, okay, I did think that Litecoin was gonna had a really good chance of breaking up, you guys. There was this ascending triangle that was looking really tasty. So I had a trade going. I did get stopped out because I had this as my $78. I took a 3% loss on this trade. I did think we were going to pop up. It's actually a retest, you guys. So this was a possibility. I did have it as a possibility. And the lowest I thought we could go was this $51 range. So we are pretty oversold. Okay. So looking at the cipher, you guys, on the weekly here, this is actually on the daily. Okay, so we are getting this bullish divergence happening on Litecoin, you guys, on the daily. Before I get too far into my Litecoin analysis, I wrote this website. I created this website, you guys, for all the news, my news lovers out there. When I first started trading, I was very news conscious, and I found that I was always chasing the story and the trade. And before I got into cryptos and charts, I started learning that I could predict the future a little bit better, and my trades started getting more successful. So the way that I like to trade is I do have a short-term trading style, trading bags, and then I have long-term HODL bags, okay? That basically I accumulate during really low times, I add to those bags, but I only give myself a certain allowance as far as tradable, maybe 3 or 4% of my portfolio I trade. And then the rest I hodl, okay? And then I do these larger swing trades, okay, into these 4-year cycles. I really wanted to get into I love Bitcoin. I have lots of altcoins. I am not a maxi by any means. I can see why a lot of people out there that are maxis that are just purely Bitcoin is the number one, and I would not touch any other coin. That could be true going into the future, but I doubt that highly. Okay, I think that Bitcoin is going to be the first one for an ETF to get launched. I think that ETH is going to be the second one, and I think Litecoin is going to be the third one. Okay, and I think that those ETFs, spot ETFs, when that happens in the United States, I think that we're going to see an easy 600% pop. Okay, we're going to see this explosive move, and something that the crypto people we've been kind of speculating for a long time. So I really want to say that you guys be strong. I love these buying opportunities. I'm a sucker for this situation. I give into Bitcoin every time. Okay, and just to let you guys know, this is for all my pro equal lifer. I want to do some rainbow charts tonight. This is where I think we are in the cycle. Okay, so I think that this right here, this is where we should be as far as the stock to flow. And a lot of people talk about Plan B, stock to flow. They don't talk about it anymore, okay? Because it's basically gotten so far off projected price of Bitcoin right now that people stop talking about this. They were talking about it a lot all the way up through here, up until about right here, okay? And it started deviating off, okay? And I can see why, but I also think that we're on this adoption curve that's going to start accelerating, okay? And this thing, I think we're right here during this kind of plateau period. And I think that the next 10 years, 10, 20 years is going to be this major adoption phase. Okay. And I think Litecoin is going to lead the pack here. I think in the next, it's going to prove in the next, this one's going to be more of a shorter term play. Okay. Because we could, after this move, we're going to probably see something like this again. Okay. Like, another 10 years of sideways. Okay. And I think we're going to see this explosive. This is, and when I say sideways, that's funny because this is definitely not sideways. This is like 90% drops right here. Okay. And then, 600% rallies. Okay. So, Litecoin is a very volatile creature. When you get into cryptos, you have to be able to be like a believer and have some faith in your project. If you don't have faith in the project, you're probably not going to hold the bags, so somebody else's bags, because you're not going to believe in the project. So there's parts of when you sell cryptos, I think that the hardest part about, getting into cryptos in the space, I think is knowing when to buy, but also knowing when to sell. Okay. And selling is tricky because people are like, oh, why don't you sell it all? Well, then you miss out on the blow off top, and then you miss out on the next 4 years when and it's hard to time the bottoms and it's hard to time the tops. Just like a lot of times people get into the tops because that's what a blow off top is, right? It's a blow off top. And I do want to see I got some rainbow charts. Let's get in the charts, you guys, the regular charts. That's just kind of where I think we are as far as our cycle goes. I think we're kind of like in that phase of like accumulation. And we could have another 20% decline. Okay. And that's not even like, that would be normal. Okay. And then, close to, the later part of this year, I think we're going to start seeing a rally. Okay. A true blue rally. Okay. And that's just kind of what I believe. Okay. And that's where I put my money. I put my money and my mouth where I believe. Okay. And this is, if in 20 years, we go from 2% adoption to, we're not even at 2%, you guys. I think we're at like maybe it's at 2%. Okay, let's say 2%. 2% adoption right now to we're going to see 20% in 10 years. Okay, and that means that the market, you guys, that's what is that, like 10x, basically a 9x of the market. Okay, like it's going to basically like we're explode here. Okay, countries are going to get on board. We're going to get an ETF, a spot ETF. This thing is going to, BlackRock doesn't just get denied, you guys. That things are going to start lining up. And I think that the one wild card I think that they didn't really think about was the banks. And I think that the banking crisis is going to start progressively getting worse. And I think that there's a very good possibility. I don't want to spread FUD out there, fear, but I think, this Labor Day, this 3-day weekend coming up, I think that that's looking like they're going to probably try to utilize that to try to shuffle the books and switch some accounts around. Okay. So I would expect maybe to see some possible further. I don't think we've seen the end of this situation and this economic crisis that's unfolding, I think right now. The SPY right now, let's go to the SPY right now. Okay. So like the SPY, there's a very good possibility that this is not looking good. Like this, when this thing's rolling over, okay, this is the top. The fact that we're rolling over right here, if we don't hold this line right here and then start bouncing up out of this, this would be a really scary too. The other thing is that we could do this like double, this like head and shoulders and then drop through it. Okay. And then like on the raise rate. So like that's, my charts look kind of jacked up, but the moral of the story is if you guys have seen the Wall Street cheat sheet, okay, there's a real good possibility that if you zoom out far enough here, okay, zoom out far enough here, that the Wall Street cheat sheet basically like, it does something like this, like the next couple months, like it's just like bottoms out. Okay. And I don't want to say that that's what's going to happen, but I do think that we're in for a cycle here that's going to basically like, let's go out to the weekly here. Okay. This is the stock market. So it has these natural, these cycles. Okay. Why is my charts all, okay, there you go. So you have these natural like parallel patterns and channels. Okay. And Bitcoin, okay, to be fair, Bitcoin has only seen this. Okay. So we haven't seen Bitcoin or cryptos like in an environment where, where stocks were really in trouble. Okay. Like maybe, no, I would say no. Like it basically happened after the last one, like the, 2008, subprime mortgage collapse, right? So I think that right there, we haven't really seen Bitcoin in an event like this. We don't know how it's going to necessarily act. The wild card is the banks, you guys. Okay, so if people start losing trust in the institutions, like why would you not trust the institutions? You guys keep your money as perfectly safe in the bank. Okay, if you guys believe that, then Godspeed. Put your money in the bank. Bonds are probably a really good place to be right now, and the bond percentage right now, the yields are increasing. Okay, that means that people are selling bonds. That's why when you see that percentage increase on the in this 10-year right now, or this 2-year, or it's on the 10-year. I thought, do we just have a little dip right now? Let's look on the let's look, because we really wanted a double top here. Okay, and the fact that this thing is like saying it's basically breaking the all-time highs right now. It's like I thought we were really hoping for a triple top here, but this thing's like saying no. And if it doesn't, we don't get a pullback on the 10-year right now, then that means that we're getting this like huge like deflationary debt spiral. Okay, they call it. I don't really want to get into what a debt spiral is, but it's bad. It's deflationary pressure that happens when people start selling bonds because everybody's forced to liquidate bonds basically at the same time when it's down, when you should be buying bonds, and it's at the wrong time. So they're selling at the wrong time, and that's causing these like losses on their books. And it causes this cascade of liquidations, you guys. And that's kind of what we're seeing. Like we're going to start seeing, I think, the stock market pull back. And I, I'm not a financial consultant. Okay, that's why I'm a guy on YouTube. But I do put my money where my mouth is. I put these bets down, and I try to help people make money. I wanted you guys to make money, so that's why we're here, you guys. I want to shout out to like all my silver. So silver is real money. I believe silver and gold are real money. I love cryptos as well, but silver right now is a very good play. It's one of my my top play right now. And then I have cryptos, okay? And silver is one of those things that if you have gold, it's an 85-to-1 ratio right now. So historically speaking, the best place to put your money right now is silver and not gold. If you have gold, switch it to silver. It's kind of and then if you really love gold, then just go back to gold when silver, when that ratio collapses. So, play Bitcoin. I think in this, it's going to be very important to eliminate third-party risk in this next financial crisis that unfolds. And we're in the middle of, you guys, no matter what they say, we're in a recession. They can redo the definitions, but it's clear as day if you take a step back that we're in a recession now. Could we be coming out of it? That is the question. But I think this whole like China thing that's starting to cascade, the commercial real estate market is looking really horrible. It's like a $40 trillion market that's just about that. No one's going back to the office. So you have this huge amount of skyscrapers that people own, and they're on these backwards mortgages right now that the banks own. So that's bad. I don't know how that unfolds, you guys, but I think that they're gonna start shifting banks into other bigger banks, right? The Jamie Dimons of the world is gonna go and suck up all these little banks, you guys. Well, let's go to Litecoin. I did think that this thing was gonna break down or break up. I mean, so I did entered it into a trade like right in here, but I had a really tight stop loss just in case this thing did fall out. So right now I haven't entered it into a trade yet. So let me turn on to the Lux algo here. Let's see if we're not in yet. So when this thing fires, we did have the Johnny Bravo 9. So this wick is looking really good too for Litecoin. And I do think $66 Litecoin is ridiculously good. I think that we are going to hit this target, you guys. I think that people that were buying this 2017, that missed that 2017, I think that's what we're looking at. I think it's gonna easily be like, I think it's going to go at least to 3,000, but it could go all the way to 10,000. Like honestly, and $66, you guys are going to look back and be like, wow, that was a pretty crazy move. And I don't want to miss this. And this is basically like country adoption, something's going to happen. Okay. Like something really bullish, ETF gets launched. This is what an ETF looks like. Okay. And I can go back to the gold chart here. Let's go back to the gold real quick. Okay. Gold. This is like, I wanted to point this out. So this was on, let me go to the weekly here. It was in 2000. Oh yeah, right here. Okay. So this is why I have it circled right here. So this is basically, this circled area is right when gold's ETF got approved. Okay. And so, I'll just go to the middle of it just because, so it did like, from where we are right now, it's done 530%. Okay. Easy money, dude. Okay. So that's since the ETF got approved back in like 2002. Okay. And yeah, I don't know exactly. I think it was in this area sometime. I don't have my books back, but this is kind of the area. So it's done amazing, right? So the point is, I think gold's going to get it, or Bitcoin's going to get an ETF. I think you're going to follow suit with ETH. I think Litecoin's going to be right behind it. There's going to be this huge shift, this psychic shift that's going to be into cryptos and physical assets. So get your physical assets in your hands, you guys. Get them in your hands. Do this. Let's do it. And I've probably gone on long enough. Litecoin Lawton. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Like, subscribe to my channel if you made it this far. I think we're in for some historic moves, you guys, in the next 10 years. I don't do videos enough. I'm going to start trying to put some more content. I've been working. I'm real super busy. I started a new job. Shout out to all my trust guys. Again, you guys, this is something that I love doing because I'm passionate about this space. I hope you have just a tiny bit of this passion and you believe this, and then you know where we're going and don't have any regrets about that dollar spent, because that you're gonna get 10 back. Okay. Litecoin Lawton out.